Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new Elder Scrolls Online Help video with me, Sherman. Today, guys, I'm going to be helping out some people who've been asking me what skills should I take, how should I level, like as I'm leveling my character, what kind of gear set should I use to level my character to max level, and why you should do it this way. And it's not really why you should do it this way, but this is just how I do it, and it helps me a lot get through the content. It helps me build my characters up and to play them in a lot of different aspects of the game with a lot of different tools. So I do want to give you guys a little sneak peek at what's to come. So you guys have seen everything up to the druid character, and you guys have seen a little bit on the nature's guardian, but these are some of the other things we have coming. We have the Dark Knight build, we have the Lord Knight, we have the Adventurer, the Assassin, the Arcane Blade, the Northern Wind, the Ice Mage, the Plague Binder, which you guys have already seen because that was a special one I released today, and we have the Night Witch. Now these are just some of the builds I'm working on. I have many more to come. These are just ones, the first ones I had written down in my book, and I was like going through and picking certain ones out and like, okay, I want to get these ones out first. Then I'm going to start focusing on other things. I still have like the Dragon Guard, I have the Akaviri Knight, I have, which are both Dragon Knights, by the way. I have the, holy cow, I can't even think now. I have several other Night Blades. I have the Shadow Knight coming. I have the Death Knight coming back, and that's going to be kind of like more of a hybrid tank, two-handed damage dealer kind of thing. More, like I said, more of this roleplay type stuff. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's coming. But let's go ahead and get in here. We're going to take a look at how I do things. So just so you guys know, like when it comes to my ideas for creating characters, usually what I do is I try to think of a theme to kind of set behind them. So the first things I do, and somebody asked me this too, how can I learn to be roleplay? Roleplay is easy. It's just a matter of finding something, an idea for something, and running with it. In this case, I'm actually going to make it, I'm going to work on making a character and showing you guys how you can do this yourselves, but how I utilize the tools, and I come up with the different ideas of setting the sets and different things, but I'm going to show you how I level them first and then go through the process. So I'm using an Elsewhere max level character. This is on PTS, so this is a template character. This character is going to have pretty much everything I could possibly want. So, but I'm going to choose Khajiit, because for this character I have this idea for Khajiit type character that I really want to work on. And with the class, I'm actually going to go Sork with this, because it's something that somebody brought up. They said, what could you do to make a really good support type character that uses resto staff? So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm just going to do this, and we are just going to call this the support tester character, and that's it. We're just going to call him that. We're going to leave his look alone, and we're just going to click skip, and we're going to jump right in. Now, I would advise anyone that's new to this game, play through the tutorial a few times so you can get used to playing the game and how things work, because in the tutorial it does explain things like how to use like heavy attacks, how to block attacks, what happens when you block an attack, all that kind of stuff. And it's going to teach you all these basics of gameplay, and it's stuff you're going to use throughout the game anyways. But this is what I do when I get a new character in the game. The first thing I do is I, of course, wait until I load in, and depending on where I start with the character, I usually will just teleport automatically from the area I'm in to go to the starting area of the oh my god, I can't even think. The starting area of the faction I chose. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to go into settings, and I gotta adjust a few things just for me, because otherwise I will go like ballistic here, and you guys don't want to see me get all like pissy with the game. So I am going to be changing from LUI and combat metrics here soon. I'm going to actually be switching back to AUI. I just like how clean it is, and it doesn't have, my screen is cluttered with stuff. So, alright. So this is how I start my characters. Every new character I make, now this is a max level character already, just to let you know, so I have max level, I have max CP, all that stuff. But what I do is I go from here, as soon as I get logged in, unless it's a new like a new class that I want to just play, then I'll play it through like elsewhere or whatever. But let me see what faction I'm with. I'm with the Ebonheart Pact. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to Stonefalls. I'm just going to teleport here, and the reason why is because there's a quest I'm going to get called the Hooded Figure. And the Hooded Figure is going to give me this quest, and it's actually going to start the main story for the base game. This is the one where you get to go through the whole like main process of defeating Molag Bal. That's the main story of the main game. Now, what I do and how I level my characters is usually when I first get in the game, it's going to give you like a certain amount of attribute points, and you're going to have some basic starting gear. So I'm going to turn off this skill advisor thing. But it's going to give you enough skill points to unlock each of the first 3 skills. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those 3 skills and learn them. And I'm just going to grab the morphs that I would normally use for this. We'll just go with that. And this is how I'll start leveling my character. I will take those 3 skills, and then I will look for the Hooded Figure. There we go. So there's the Hooded Figure. I'm going to talk to them, and I will get this first quest. And this first quest is going to send me into see somebody, and I'm going to get knocked out. And basically, I'm going to play through the starter quest and end up in Cold Harbor dead, because you get assassinated. And I will play through this quest first. This way I can start building out my character through the main story. So you go into this, you go to where it says to go with the Hooded Figure. You're going to meet this guy here. He's going to be tied up. When you talk to him, you're going to get knocked out, and you're going to get sent to Cold Harbor. Now, after you complete this tutorial quest, it is a tutorial quest, but it's like really fast. It's like really fast paced. You're going to end up on a little island here called Bleak Rock. Bleak Rock. So I got to go to a boat because I don't have the resources to go there. So I'm going to actually do something real quick. I'm going to grab me a pouch. I'm going to grab these things out of here. I'm doing this really quick, guys, because I want to be able to do this whole video in one take. So, what do I want to ride? I want to ride a special camel. We're going to go with the tattooed camel. And I'm just going to do this really fast. This is how I do stuff on the PTS, by the way. If you guys are wondering. It takes me about 20 minutes to set up a whole entire character. So what happens is, once you get done with this tutorial thing, it's going to send you, like I said, to this starter place. This starter place, you're also going to get a quest when you finish the starter place, which is called the Harborage. The Harborage is actually the main story of the game, but there's also what's called the main faction story. The main faction story is going to take you through your faction areas, quests, and it's basically going to be like this. You're going to start here. You're going to end up going to Cold Harbor. You're going to end up on this little island called Bleak Rock. You're going to play through the quests here. Then you're going to end up in this little section over here. A little section over here called Balfoyan. And you're going to play through the quests here. Now, in Balfoyan and in the starter area, you're going to get these sets called training sets. Now, training is basically tri-stat sets. It's literally designed to give you all 3 stats. And what I do is I'll collect a full set from head to toe of this stuff. And I know it sounds awkward because I'm only going to get the 5-piece bonus. Well, the reason I do this is as I play through the main story in each faction location, what I'll do is I'll gather sets from that and I'll incorporate one set into the set I'm using. So I'll use a training set and another set that drops in the overland. And then I'll just play that way with those sets until I get something, you know, later on that can help me out. I need to find out which boat I need to take here. Sorry, guys. I knew it was close by. I just wasn't sure which one. Okay. It's over here. It's on the dock. At least I'm pretty sure it is.
In the mood for a little trip.
Is this guy?
The manifest is full, but I'll find. Let's go.
No, that's not it either. What the heck? Is it you?
I'll soon be heading
Nope,
back.
that's
now.
Somerset. Let me check the map again, because this is ridiculous. Like, it says they're over here. Unless they're on the beach. This lady. There we go. Bleak Rock. Alright. So you're going to end up on Bleak Rock. Bleak Rock is going to give you a bunch of quests, like I said. And throughout these quests, they're going to give you the training stuff. Don't use it. It's not even worth using, the stuff you get from these. But you can come back and get them, like, not get the set items, but you can come back to these areas and farm the chests. So you're going to end up in Bleak Rock, this little fishing town on this island, and you're going to get quests. Search around the island. There is treasure chests all over the place on this island. And that's basically what I do, is I farm the treasure chests as I'm playing through the content to get me my starting equipment, which is training. And training looks like this, so you guys can see. So this is what the training stuff looks like. So it's going to give you, basically, as you can see, max health, magicka, stamina, and then increase your max health, stamina, and max health, magicka, and stamina by 1250. It's just going to give you a lot of resources. Usually what I try to do is I try to get training ring and magicka with magicka on it, health and stamina. Usually it's magicka, stamina, and health, like that is what I like to do. Doesn't always work out that way. And then I like to get weapons, training weapons, and armor. And the armor, usually what I'll do is I'll get, like, depending on how I want to level my character, if I want to go with the character being a light armor character, I will put on mostly light armor in training, and then I will put on 1-piece medium, 1-piece heavy. This way I can get that whole process of leveling my character. And then as I progress my character with the weapon types I want to use, I do the same thing. So I'll work on the weapons with the class skills. So let's say I wanted to learn restoration staff. I would unlock or use restoration staff to kill something to unlock the first ability. Then what I would do is I would just do this. I would just do that. Then when I unlock another resto staff ability, I would do this. So this way I have 2 resto abilities and 3 class abilities. Then what I would do is when I got up to a higher level where I can unlock an ultimate, I would choose an ultimate that I think would be really befitting. In this case, I'm going to choose Negate Magic, and I'm going to choose the Morph Absorption Field. This will heal people. So see, now I'm building my character already into more of a support character. And I will progress my character like this until I hit 15. When I hit 15, and I get this bar swap, what I'll do is then I will unlock more skills to put on my bar to represent the other tools I want to use. So let's say I want to learn Destruction Staff. It's an option. So what I'll do is I'll learn Crushing Shock or Force Pulse or whatever, and then later Elemental Blockade. And I'll have those 2 on there, and then I will have 3 more class abilities. And I will just level my character this way. This is how I level him all the way to max level. As I'm progressing, though, I will learn skills up to their morphs, and then learn their morphs up to the max. So, like this one, I might go with, since this pets deal additional damage, and then Storm Calling, I would go with this, and I'd probably go with Boundless Storm, since it's a Magicka-based thing, does shock damage. I'd probably do that, and then I would most likely go with the Storm Atronach, one of these, until I got, you know, the morph. And then later, I might even unlock the ultimates for my weapons when I get them up to 50. Because you do have to get to 50 to unlock the weapon ultimates. But I would do this. And as I'm going along, as I'm progressing my character through levels, I would be unlocking all of my class abilities and passives. I'd be unlocking all the weapons, abilities, and passives for the type of character I want to play. Now, as I'm doing this, I can start forging the character into the different things, because now I can also focus on the armor type, the different armor types. I can also focus on soul magic if I need to, because this you only unlock by completing the Harborage quest. So you have to complete the Harborage quest line to unlock this whole thing. The Fighters Guild, you have to pick up the Fighters Guild quest line, and the way you do that is back where we were just at, in that first starting place. Let me go ahead and ride back, out here, wrong way. We're going to ride out here, and we're going to go to the Way Shrine. But grab the Fighters Guild quest, grab the Mages Guild quest. Do those as you're progressing through the faction story. The reason why you want to do that is because this way you can get the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild knocked out at the same time as you're progressing your character. And you can take advantage of those abilities if you need to. So the Fighters Guild and stuff are going to be in your starting towns. So like Gavin's Watch, in Aradon, I forget the name of the town there, and then in Daggerfall, you're gonna be able to get the Fighters Guild and Mages Guild. Don't try and rush through doing just one skill line at a time. Do them all as, like, do it as one big giant quest. Like, you're playing through the zone, you're gonna get these quests. Just do them as you go along through the zone. Like, when you come to the area where the quest is, do it. Don't try to make it like a priority. Just do the quests in succession, so this way you feel more comfortable playing, that kind of thing. Now, what I do when I'm progressing my character also is I'm also going to unlock my racial skills, so I can get those out of the way as I'm progressing. And then I will also work on unlocking alliance. The way you and I'll do that in a second, but the Mages Guild's quests are always gotten from the same people. When you go into the Mages Guild, the person you're going to want to look for in here is a person named Valiste. This one. You're going to get the Mages Guild questline from her, and she's actually going to, this is where you get the Mages Guild quest, but not where you get the Mages Guild skill line. You actually get that from this person right here. So you're going to want to unlock the Mages Guild skill line. Let's talk about the Mages Guild. What can you tell me? So, and then you do like this, and you say, I'm ready to join the Mages Guild, and it'll give you the skill line. Do this with the Fighters Guild as well. And in the Fighters Guild, you're going to want to do that. Talk to the person that gives you the quest to start it, and then you're going to want to talk to Seize All Colors to get the main quest started. And like I said, just do this to help progress your character through all this different stuff, so you can unlock all these different skill lines. Now, the way you unlock Mages Guild skill line is they do have Mages Guild repeatable quests, and they also have Mages Guild books that you can find throughout the world. There's add-ons for this. I know the people on consoles don't have it, but there is one that you can get called Lore Books. This is going to give you all the show you where all the Mages Guild books are in the world. And Sky Shards is another good one. This is going to show you where all those are. Now, the way you level Fighters Guild is by killing undead, Daedra, and werewolves. Anytime you kill any of them, you will get Fighters Guild experience. Also do what's called Dark Anchors. They're all over the land. They're going to look, there's one right here, or is it over here? I think it's this spot right here. or here. It's somewhere in this area. There's a Dark Anchor. There's one down over near the exit. There's one here. And do these. These are going to help you get Fighters Guild really fast. So do the progression as you're progressing through the main faction story. And the faction story is basically going to take you through this whole entire zone. And then it's going to lead you to the next zone. So it's going to lead you from Stone Falls to Deshawn to Shadowfen to East March to the Rift. Then it's going to take you to Cold Harbor. And you're going to be doing Fighters Guild and Mages Guild all the way through this stuff. You see all these books? These are all Mages Guild books. So you're going to do all this stuff going through these different areas, doing Fighters Guild and Mages Guild and your main faction storylines. Your main faction storylines are going to give you skill points and also find every Sky Shard you can. Doing Sky Shards is pretty easy. Every delve and public dungeon has a Sky Shard. So like this public dungeon has a Sky Shard. These delves have Sky Shards in them. Just do them, get the Sky Shards, and get the Sky Shards that are loosely roaming in the landscape. Do this as you progress. And then this way you can build your character into the thing you want. So, somebody asked me, what would you do if you wanted to make a character that was going to be more support type? And, well, the training set's a good place to start because it gives you all three stat pools. So it allows you to build your character out with all three stats right from the get-go. And this is why I do this with the different sets. Because training armor, when you equip it, like if I equip light armor, it's going to have magic on it. If I equip heavy armor, it's going to have a health piece on it. If I equip medium armor, it's going to have a stamina piece on it. So I'll get all three stats from the training stuff. And then I'll just have this stuff. I'll have like extras of it all over my body because I'll try and get a whole set from head to toe. So when I swap in the other sets from the other faction locations, I can put that stuff on and make it more effective for my character. So, for a character like this, though, to really build him out, I would really want to make okay, I want to focus this character to be more of a support character. I still want them to have damage capabilities, but I also want them to be more focused on group support and healing and things like that. So, I might spend a lot of my time looking at different sets throughout the game and trying to find things. And remember, these builds that I'm sharing with you guys are all just pretty much like intermediate builds. These are not in-game builds. These are intermediate builds. These are builds that help you play the game and then transition, if you want to, into more in-game type play. You can play trials with some of these builds really well, but they're not going to be as effective as using trial sets, because trial sets give you benefits against trial and dungeon mobs. So building your character around an idea first, then building them up to play that content is what you're really trying to do if you're focused on in-game. If you're not, and you're just focused on playing the game, then the build that I'm going to show you works just fine for playing the game. Alright. So I want this character to be really supportive. So light sets are going to be the best option. One of the better options for me to use. I shouldn't say the best option. It's one of the better options. Because I want to be more focused on Magicka. So I'm going to get some light dungeon sets. But as I'm progressing, even as I'm playing the game and I'm progressing, I'm going to be using a lot of overland sets. And there's a lot of overland sets you can get in light armor that are pretty decent. Not great, but pretty decent. There's like Vampire Lord, that's mostly for vampires. Spinners is a really good set if you're looking for some higher spell penetration value and max magic, that kind of thing. You got the Skooma Smuggler. This is kind of an unusual one because when you drink a potion, you gain Major Expedition and it just increases your movement speed, but you do get the spell or magic recovery and spell damage with it and max magicka. Mother Sorrow is a great one for damage dealer starting out. Iskramir is a great one for like an Ice Mage character starting out. Robes of the Hist is a great one for somebody who wants a little bit of immunity from disabling effects and snares. And basically when you're affected by them, you're just going to get healed. So War Maiden's a great one if you're playing more of a Magicka based, and I mean Magicka based, so like Nightblade or even a Warden based character with mostly magic, as long as your abilities do mostly magic damage, this is a great set. Then you have like Withered Hand. This is another great set. A lot of people don't use it, but all these overland sets are mostly to help you get started. You can use them further into the game, and there's a lot of good sets in here. It's just a matter of like how you put it together with other sets. I like using Shadow Dancers on Magic and Nightblades because of the way it applies to them. It gives you that stam recovery, it gives you that spell damage, and then that max magicka, and you can play this kind of a concept in a light armor build using a stamina damage set. So it gives you that really good magicka pool, plus that little bit of extra spell damage, and you can take advantage of both the Nightblade's magicka abilities and stamina abilities. Necropince is a good one if you have a pet build. We're not going to be using this set. Silks of the Sun, this is a great set. A lot of people bypass. I love this set. I really do. I have something coming for it you guys will probably like. Like I said, a lot of these sets are just here to help you get started. And that's it. They're not made to make you the best player. They're just here to help you get started in the game. So for this character, I'd use something like Bright Throats to get started, because when you have a drink buff active, your max magic is increased for like 2,000. And magic recovery by 150. This is something I would use on my character to begin with. That's pretty much it. Okay, I wouldn't use a lot of these other sets. I would use something like this because I want them to be more support based. So having more magicka is going to allow me to be more support based. Using that with the training set would be really good. But that means I got to play through the Murkmire content, and I have to farm this out. That can be a problem. So this is why I usually don't worry about getting sets until I hit CP 160. I just use training all the way through to that. And then I'll use mixed match pieces along with training to help me get through the content more effectively. That's it. Because that's what you're pretty much going to have to do. Now, like I said, we are going to be using some dungeon sets for this. So let's say I got my character set up to where I can actually use some things. Now I can get these dungeon sets. I already got the light dungeon armor. Now, I want to use Light Speaker. It's not a commonly used set by a lot of people. And the reason why is because of how it works. You can see spell critical, max magicka, spell damage, and then adds 450 spell damage to your restoration staff abilities. Now, a lot of people are going to say, why would you even waste your time with this? I'll show you guys. And then the other set I'm going to go for in here is one that I really like to use called Combat Physician. This makes you really good for support. And then a monster set that I'm going to use for this would be something like Alumbris, so I can get a little bit more spell damage out of my character, because I'm going to want to do as much damage as I can with that. So the Combat Physician I'm going to wear on my body. So I'm going to do the body, the boots, the gloves, the legs, and the belt. And the reason you do this is so this way you can use a monster set. Monster set is always head and shoulders. So with this, I'm going to use a heavy helm and medium shoulders, because now I get the 5-1-1 setup that I'm going to get from my Undaunted skill line. So now I'm going to gain extra stamina, health, and magicka with this. Now I am going to use the light speakers, like I said, jewelry, if I can find it, and the light speakers weapons. This is how I'm going to set my character up for this purpose. And this is just to play at, pretty much to play it in game. Now I'm going to grab only a lightning staff and a restoration staff, because that's what I'm going to have to use most of the time while I'm leveling. I'm not going to have access to a bunch of other tools. Now, one of the things that you can do is while you're leveling, if you didn't know, you can equip a two-handed sword, attack somebody, kill them with it, and then you'll unlock the ability to use this and unlock the first ability. Then you can unlock this and you can put it on your bar. As long as it's on your bar, you're going to gain experience towards this. And the more skills you have unlocked for something, the more experience you'll gain. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through my process of setting this character up for in-game. Or not in-game, but max level. We'll just call it max level. And this way you guys can see for yourselves, like, the process. Like, I just do this. I pick the skills that I think are going to be best for the kind of character I want to play. Oops. And remember, this character is going to be very support based, not magicka based, not, or I should say not damage based, more support based. So a lot of the abilities I'm going to grab as I'm looking here is things that I think are going to help me with my ability to be more support, but also to have some extra stuff here just in case I need it. So, and the reason I'm unlocking all these passives for all these different skill lines is because if I have access to the skills, I can use it. Like, it doesn't matter, a lot of times, it will matter, like, this character, since it's mostly magicka based, I might not unlock everything in Fighter's Guild, but I might do something like this. The intimidating passive, banish the wicked, so I gain more ultimate. I'll learn this ability, so I can use it for group reasons, and I'll learn this for the lightweight rearming trap, and then I will also learn this so I can have a pull for my group. That's the only abilities I'm going to learn from here. The Mage's Guild, I'm going to do the same thing. But here I'm going to be a little bit more like, okay, this one for CC crowd control, this just for extra max magicka. I'm going to actually go with structured entropy in case I need a little bit more health because I'm dying. I'm going to do this one because it knocks enemies into the air, which is more of a support thing. It's more crowd control. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the Soul Assault, so I have a direct damage ability. I'm just going to go through and just, like I said, unlock what I think my character would use. And even though I don't use medium armor, if I ever want a tank with sword and shield or something, I can actually learn that a bit. Like, I can take advantage of the passives there then. So with this, we did the destruction staff, destructive clinch. We're gonna go with this for group support. We're gonna go with this so we have an AOE up close. And always read your passives so you know exactly what they do, because there's a lot of passives in this game. I should have went with the other one that does the group thing a little bit better. So and then we're gonna just do this. Ruined Prison, I like. Yeah, that one. Sacrifice stamina for magicka. I like the Daedric Minefield. Daedric Summoning. We're gonna finish this off. We're gonna get the Winged Twilight or Summon Twilight Matriarch. This is the one that heals. So this is the one we're gonna want to use. We're gonna grab Hardened Ward so we can use it with our pet. We're gonna grab Bound Aegis. This gives us max magicka, and when it's maxed out, it does give you 8%, which is 1% higher than the Mage's Guild stuff. And then we're gonna learn all the Storm Calling stuff as well. Now remember, a sword gets 5% extra shock damage and 5% physical damage. We're gonna use Lightning, Liquid Lightning, and Power Surge, Critical Surge. I think this is the Power Surge. We're gonna grab that. And then we're going to grab Ball Lightning and our Overload, because Overload's actually really good. And I'm going to use Energy Overload because this will restore magicka. Alright, so now that I got all my skills and stuff, I'm actually going to teleport to my house so I can finish the rest of this up and show you guys what I mean. So this character, like I said, is a support character. I made them to be this way for a reason, because I have a theme, I have an idea of how I want to more or less role play this character. This character is a character that might be a priest of Joan and Jude, or it might be, you know, something along those lines. So I'm trying to give it that presentation, or that kind of idea, if you will. Now, because we are using a shock staff on the front bar, any damage we do shock-wise is going to make a Lombris do shock. Now, magic damage, because we use a resto staff on the back bar and it only does magic damage, it's going to most likely proc Lombris in something else. So what we're going to do now is we're going to re-trait our character. Now, we are a Khajiit. Khajiits get really good tri-recovery. So they get the robustness, they get increased health recovery, stam, and magic recovery. So I want to take advantage of that. I want to take advantage of that with this character, because this is going to help me with my magic recovery in the long run. And it's going to give me a little bit of extra base stamina recovery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the Slight Speaker's staff to infused, the first bar. And the back bar I'm going to change to powered, because my powered staff, my lightning staff, or my resto staff, I want it to heal really good. So increasing my healing capabilities is a smart idea. Alright, so now I want to change, like I said, some of this stuff to be more focused on resource management. So I'm going to grab Invigorating here. I'm going to put Invigorating on the leggings, and I need to already do this because for some reason this thing bugs out all the time. So you guys ask me all the time, how do you get this stuff? This is PTS, guys. This is what PTS allows me to do. It allows me to create a lot of really unique characters to show you guys. So then what I'm going to do is I got to find the chest piece, and we're going to go Invigorating it on it as well. Now, the reason I did the 3 Invigorating is so this way I can take advantage of that higher recovery rate that the Khajiit already has. See, the Khajiit has 85. When you add 33 to it, it's almost like adding another 100 something to it overall. So it's almost as good as what you get from monster sets and different set bonuses. So as you can see, now we have a 1480 magic recovery, but we have 3 magic recovery on the jewelry. Now I'm going to reset again, or get me a few more of these. I'm just going to do this just so I'm at max. 200. Now I'm going to redo my jewelry too. Now my jewelry, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this one infused, and then I'm going to do this one tri-rune. Now the reason I'm doing tri-rune is so I can take advantage of my stamina resources for like blocking, dodge rolling, breaking free, all that stuff. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my body with the enchantments. I'm going to change out all my enchantments. So I'm going to use 3 of these and 1 magicka, because that's all I need to do. I need to change this to a magicka because it's got stamina on it right now, and then these have other enchants on it. So we're just going to change these out so we can be more not hybrid based, but more hybridized. Okay, there's a difference between being a hybrid and being hybridized. Hybridized means that you can take advantage of all the resources you have available. Hybrid means you're taking advantage of 2 resources, primarily magic and stamina, to the greater advantage. So you're going to use both magic and stamina. And really, there's only 2 races in the game that can truly do that. Khajiits and Dark Elves. And they both work in different ways than the hybrids. So any race can hybrid, but those are the better ones for it. Now, as I said, we're going to go in here. We're going to change a few things as well. We already did the jewelry. We're going to change the 2 weapon enchant stuff. So on the main one, what we're going to do on the main bar is we're actually going to put a weapon damage enchant. Now, the reason why we're going to do this is so we can boost our weapon and spell damage when we're on the front bar, mainly. Okay? Then on the back bar, we're going to put a weakening enchant. The reason why is because we're a support character. We want to make the enemies not as effective in that sense. So we want to make sure that we can do things to help the group reduce their damage and to help us stay totally capable of being a healer. Now, the other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to change out 2 of my jewelry enchants to a... Where are you? First off, we're going to go with this one, reduce spell cost. We're going to grab 2 of these and put them here. We're going to put one here. Oops, that's the spell cost. That other one was the wrong one. It's a feat cost. Let me go back down. And the reason we're going to do this is so this way we can get higher reduced cost in our magic abilities, right? But see, we still get spell damage there, and Combat Physician doesn't give us any spell damage. This gives us our 1 spell damage, and we're going to use Infused here for the higher magic recovery. The 2 Trirunes with the spell cost reduction is just going to save us in resources. Now, this is how you can make a really good support character. The only problem is that because you have so much support, you have no damage output. Now, I'm just going to change my appearance as well and do something more fitting to Khajiit type stuff. So I'm going to go with this. Like I said, I'm going to go all Khajiit here, if I can remember which are the shoulder pads for the Khajiit. See, that's Dramothra. Go. And then the Khajiit boots. Really? So annoying. And I'm going to change out my staff, my main staff, to a Khajiit staff. This one. Oops. That back bar, sorry, to that one. And then I'm actually going to change the front bar to the Dramothra one. Just to give it some semblance. Then we're going to do some cool stuff here. We're going to grab Julianus White. We're going to grab Dominion Yellow. And then I'm going to grab the White Gold Tower Gray. Because I love this combination with the Khajiit stuff. Kind of makes you look like a priest type character, like I said. And then with our character like this, we're going to dump everything into Magicka. We're just going to dump it all in there. Because that's where we're going to focus on. Now, I'm not done yet. I still got to do all my skills and everything else. So what we're going to do is on the front bar, Destruction Staff, we're going to put this here. And then for being our class, we're going to put Daedric Summoning. We're going to put the Winged Twilight. This has got to stay on both bars, by the way, in order to get advantage of it. So we're going to do that. We're going to put this Hardened Ward on the back bar so we can take advantage of it for when we're playing the healer type. Restoration Staff, we're going to grab Healing Springs and Combat Physician. On the front bar, though, we are going to put this right here so we can apply that to the enemy. Now, we are going to get rid of the Summon Volatile Familiar. That's more of a damage thing. But I am going to put Crushing Shock here for a extra damage ability for myself. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab Stormcalling's Liquid Lightning. And we're going to put this on the front bar. And then back here, we're going to move this out of the way. And we're going to just kind of do this. This is going to give me extra resistances. Now, the other thing I can put here, if I want, instead of the Liquid Lightning, is I can go down here to the Undaunted and grab Energy Orbs and put it right here. This way I have more group support stuff, and as you can see, I have a 31% spell critical right now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do our CP. So with CP, there's a lot of different combinations. I'm using what I call my universal CP setup. So, and this is just a way that I can set this up so I can take advantage of higher, little bit higher resistances, a little bit more survivability. This is just better overall for the kind of play I'm going for being. Okay, everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to have different preferences, things like that. I like getting the block cost reduction, all these reduction costs, because it really helps me out. And see, because I know how to do this so well, I know exactly how many points everything takes. So here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go 43. I'm going to do 56 here. 56 here. And you guys are probably wondering, why are you putting 56 into those? You're more of a support character. You're right, I am, but I still want to be able to push my damage output as much as I can, because that's kind of the point. Like, you want to still be able to deal damage, even as a support character. So now that we got that done, you can see I have 28k magicka, 15k health, and 13k stamina. I have a 1298 mag recovery, 1551 spell damage, 40% spell critical. Now, I want this character to be really good at this, so I'm going to get some food out. I'm going to grab some tri-stat food, and I'm going to grab myself some Witch Mother's Potent Brew. Artaeum Takeaway Broth, or the Citrus Fillet, sorry, would be really good. The Clockwork Citrus Fillet would actually be probably better than the Witch Mother's, but that's a gold food, and it's really hard to come by unless you can buy it from somebody. So now that I got this done, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my potion, and I'm going to click on the Witch Mother's Potent Brew. This is what my character looks like now. 32,000 magicka, 1995 magic recovery, 1900 max health, and 13,000 stamina with 1844 spell damage, 12,000 spell resist, 12,000 physical, and that. Now, what does it look like when I buff up, you might ask? Well, let's find out. So there's my Hurricane. I go to 1717. This makes me have greater survivability for in dungeons and stuff. I've got my Matriarch, which I'm going to summon out. And now I have my pet, who can help me do damage for when I'm in a group. This is more like the group setup right here. So... and you can see the Twilight Matriarch's healing for about 14k. And you can see Alambris is just going off like crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how it would look if I was playing in a group. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up for more of a solo play type thing, so I can play it without a group, but with just by myself. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put Hardened Ward here. I'm going to move this to the back bar. I'm actually going to get rid of my Resto Staff, most of my Resto Staff abilities, because on the back bar I'm going to put more things that do damage. And actually, let's get rid of that, and we're going to go over here. We're going to grab our Crit Surge, or Power Surge, and we're going to put Endless Fury here. Then we're going to move this and this like that. And on the front bar, we're going to grab some Destruction Staff abilities. We're going to grab this. We're going to grab that, and let's actually grab an AoE. So there we go. We're going to grab this on the front bar. And I'm going to take this into a dungeon to test it out, just to see how effective I can be with this build in a dungeon solo playing. So, of course, Depths of Malatar, this is where I like to go. And, again, I get a lot of people who are confused when leveling a character, playing a character. And like I said, this is just me showing you how you can do this. That's it. I'm not trying to teach you like the best character to play. I'm just showing you how you can play a character in the game, and that's pretty much it. And these are just role-play characters. These are characters I use my imagination to come up with.
Your note said abandoned, as in no one left alive inside.
Take it to the Imperial census.
I'm gonna go ahead and summon my pet, because I am gonna use that to my advantage.
Is for
I'm gonna find you, sucker. I'm not even using my potions. Use the force. Ah, he's hiding. Where are you hiding? He's going to find you. Yeah, train hurt me, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's find him. I've got the force set up. Use the shorts, Luke. Where are you hiding? Come on. Stick your nose out, dude. I'm just hunting you. For breakfast. Really? Same? Where the heck is he hiding? Oh, there he is. Watch this. Use the force. The Emperor. But as you guys can see, I mean, this thing is, it's not gonna die, mainly because I'm built to be self-sufficient. I mean, I am, but I'm not. So, just gonna heal him. Dead. There. And that is pretty much what I do. And that's how I test characters. I do all this kind of stuff. And this is just one test. But I've already tested this build like 100 times in the past because I really liked the idea of it. And I thought it would be really cool to share with you guys, you know, this kind of thing. But this is it. I mean, you guys can see this is it. 1995 magic recovery. 1844 spell damage, and normally with the two things we have going on, we have 2529 spell damage with 4884, of course. That, you know. The damage damage might suck, but it's a support character. Your damage isn't meant to be the best. It's meant to get you through content. That's it. And if you're in a group with this kind of a character, yes, you can play just fine. So, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you guys wanted some help on how to do this? There you guys go. You guys got it. And I hope you guys are excited for the other builds I have coming. I will probably change the name to this to, I might even call it the Speaker of Jodin Jude kind of thing, or a priest. The Moon Dancer priest or something. I don't know. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think. And you guys know what's coming next. Sorry, guys. Phlegm, coffee, or not coffee, allergies. It's driving me nuts. But yeah. So, that's it for the video. Hope you guys liked it. If you guys did, you guys know what's coming next. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And this guy might see you in game. Bye.